discuss yung digestion of proteins muna in non-ruminants. Now, I started with the stomach kasi wala namang nangyayari na digestion of proteins in the saliva. Kasi anong meron sa saliva? Salivary amylase. And that enzyme is or aids in the partial digestion of carbohydrates or complex carbohydrates into relatively lesser complex na units ng carbohydrates. Ngayon, yung stomach, okay? Sa stomach nagsa-start yung protein digestion in, of course, non-ruminants. So, non-ruminants tayo, this includes yung swine natin, yung monogastrics natin, and ano pa ba? Yung rabbit, etc. Now, we have here yung peptic enzymes. Okay? With the action, yung digestion of proteins in non-ruminants, particularly in the stomach, starts with the action of peptic enzymes natin. Particularly yung pepsin and gastrecin natin. Your pepsin and gastrecin are most active at about pH 2 to 3, so it's acidic. And they are completely inactive at higher pH. Okay? Pagpalapit na siya sa more than 5. So, mas neutral na and mas basic, hindi or inactivated na yung kanilang form. Now, looking at this diagram, your chief cells and parietal cells secrete pepsinogen and hydrogen ions respectively. Now, sabi natin last time during our discussion on carbohydrates, yung pepsinogen, that is inactive. Inactive form yung pepsinogen. Now, yung hydrogen ions, along with the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, activates yung ating pepsinogen into pepsin. Ina-activate niya yung pepsinogen into pepsin. So, activated form na yung ating pepsin. Okay? Now, yung pepsin aids in the breakdown of your proteins, complex proteins into simpler peptides and amino acids. Yun yung nangyayari. Okay? So we have here hydrochloric acid at pH of about, very acidic, 0.8 lang. No? But by the time it's mixed with the stomach contents, yung pH na nagre-range at around 2 to 3, activating now your pepsin and gastrecin. Okay? I hope that's clear, no, yung diagram natin. So these enzymes, yan, sinabi ko na kanina, they are capable of digesting your protein. So example naman natin ng proteins ay collagen and nucleoproteins into smaller subunits. Yun yung nangyayari sa ating sa stomach. Of course, sa ating stomach because this also happens. Now, doon sa intestine, what really happens is pancreatic secretions. Of course, doon naka-embed, doon sa duodenum naka-embed yung ating pancreas. So major secretions come from the pancreas. And yung mga pancreatic juices natin or yung enzymes, we have the peptidase, procarboxypeptidase, etc. They help in the breakdown. Ang nangyayari kasi sa stomach, hindi yung total breakdown ng proteins into smaller units. But it's actually in the intestines. Okay, makikita natin yan mamaya. It's in the intestines where yung total breakdown na talaga, full hydrolysis ng ating mga complex proteins natin into itong amino acids na. With the help, of course, bakit doon nangyayari? Bakit sa intestine nangyayari yung total breakdown of protein? Kasi marami yung present na enzymes, pancreatic secretions, pancreatic enzymes secreted in the intestines. Particularly, of course, in the small intestine. So, highlight natin yung small intestines, yung pinag-uusapan natin dito. So, yun yung sa non-ruminants. Now, we go to digestion of proteins in ruminants. As you can see, or as you know, iba yung stomach ng ruminants at saka non-ruminants. Okay? One compartment lang doon sa non-ruminants, and sa ruminants, we have the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Okay. So, saan kaya nade-digest yung proteins? Is it in the rumen? Is it in the liver? Is it in the reticulum? Or what? Okay. Dito muna tayo sa part na to. Okay. Yung food, meron siyang, sinabi natin, component na protein. This is true protein and yung non-protein nitrogen. Okay? Naririnig pa ako. Kung nawawala ako, just chat me, okay? Yung protein natin, yung true protein natin, meron din siyang components. Yung UDP, ano yung UDP? Please write it down. This is undegradable protein. Sometimes we call this as rumen undegradable protein. This one, degradable protein. So, yun yung components ng true protein present in the food or feed consumed by the animal. So, dito muna tayo sa part na to. Tinawag natin siyang UDP or undegradable protein or rumen undegradable protein kasi hindi siya nade-degrade doon sa rumen. Ibig sabihin, binabypass niya ang rumen. Okay? Binabypass niya ang rumen. Kaya, yung arrow dito sa rumen, hindi direkta dito sa rumen yung arrow. Kung makikita ninyo, yung arrow, bypass niya yung rumen. Saan siya pumunta? Doon sa small intestine. Yun yung undegradable protein natin. What about the, kaya yung tawag, other name for UDP or RU or rumen undegradable protein, we also call that as bypass proteins. Okay? Other books use the term bypass proteins. So please take note of that. They are just synonyms. Now, we also have here yung degradable protein natin. Ibig sabihin, nade-degrade siya sa rumen. Okay? It is broken down into peptides and then of course further into amino acids. And kung makikita ninyo, merong dalawang arrow from the amino acids. Okay? Ano yung ibig sabihin ng arrow from amino acids? Nako-convert, okay, when there is deamination na tinatawag, so recall your chemistry, when there is deamination na tinatawag, matatanggal yung amine group from the amino acid. Okay, may nagjo-join. Wait lang. Ayan. Okay. Yung, sana? Okay, amino acids, maka-convert siya to ammonia, pero hindi lahat. Kasi, meron ding mako-convert into microbial protein. Now, when there is deamination or the removal of amine group, okay, from the amino acids, magiging ammonia yon. So, maliliberate yung ammonia. Maliliberate yung free ammonia. We call that free ammonia. Now, anong mangyayari sa ammonia? Yung excess ammonia, that will be converted into urea. Bakit nakalagay yung liver? Because it's in the liver where urea is formed. Okay? Doon nangyayari yung urea cycle, doon sa liver. And then of course, the urea produced or formed in the liver will then be filtered in the kidneys and be excreted as urine or as part of urine. Okay? Yung urine natin. Okay, so dito na naman tayo sa kabila, sa microbial protein. Of course, major parts of the amino acids will be converted into microbial proteins. Okay? Tinawag natin siyang microbial proteins because this is being used by, yung protein produced are used by ruminal microbes. Kaya natin siya tinawag na microbial proteins. Okay? And then, yung mga bakit ginagamit ng microbes present in the rumen yung microbial protein? Of course, what happens in the rumen? Fermentation. To facilitate fermentation, of course. And then, ma-digest siya in the, of course, it goes into the small intestine for further digestion. Further breakdown, rather. Okay? Now, what happens when there is less or lower degradable protein or rumen degradable protein? Anong mangyayari? Of course, konti lang din yung mapoproduce na microbial protein, which will of course, ano ba yung trabaho ng microbial protein? That is converted into amino acids. So, konti lang din yung mapoproduce na amino acids. Now, we also have here yung ammonia daw. Kahit na-convert yung amino acids, by the process of deamination into ammonia, some ammonia is converted also into microbial protein because yung ating ammonia kasi ginagamit ng ating microbes. Okay? Microbes present in the rumen to synthesize yung ating microbial protein. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na microbial protein synthesis. The microbial protein is being used by the microbes present in the rumen. Ang raw material na ginagamit is ammonia. So hindi lahat ng ammonia produced via deamination ay ma-excrete as urine. But some are also used in the synthesis of microbial protein for further digestion in the small intestine. Now we proceed here dito sa non-protein nitrogen natin. Yung ating non-protein nitrogen is converted, example natin, yung urea, ano pa ba, yung ammonia, yung creatinine, etc. This is converted into ammonia by, of course, ang key players natin, yung rumen microbes. Okay? Because this happens in the rumen. Okay? So, it's converted to ammonia and then, of course, formed in the liver as urea, okay? Via the urea cycle and then filtered in the kidneys, etc. Now, we also have here another arrow going to the salivary glands. Ano ang nangyayari dito? Yung urea kasi natin, this is also hindi naman deposited, parang transported by the saliva papunta doon sa rumen wall. Either galing sa rumen wall, papunta sa saliva, and then saan ba matatagpuan yung saliva? Doon sa mouth ng ruminant. And if you recall, i-connect na natin yung ating rumination. Bakit mapupunta yung urea? Urea. So, ibig sabihin, there are some urea, so some amounts or few amounts of urea present in the saliva of the ruminants. Okay? By, of course, the process of rumination. So, yung process na to nangyayari sa rumen. Okay? By means of rumination, regurgitation, may napupunta doon sa saliva na urea. And then, of course, mare-recycle yan as non-protein nitrogen, then babalik, converted to ammonia, and the process will be repeated. Okay? Some, of course, will be excreted as urine. Now, we also have here another diagram. Ang pinapakita dito sa diagram, it's not just the digestion of proteins, but also of carbohydrates and fats. Okay? So, ito na yung discussion natin kanina ng digestion of proteins. Okay, so dito nangyayari yung digestion of rumen degradable protein dito sa rumen, of course. Now, kung mapapansin ninyo, itong RUP, sabi natin kanina, yung UDP, undegradable protein, is also known as rumen undegradable protein, also known as bypass protein. So, binabypass niya ang rumen. Walang nangyayaring digestion doon sa rumen. So, pumupunta siya doon sa small intestines for digestion. Okay? Of course, since dadaan naman siya sa abomasum, may partial digestion only. But yung total hydrolysis talaga, full digestion, nangyayari doon sa small intestines. Dahil, bakit nangyayari sa small intestines? Because immediately upon digestion, what happens is absorption na. Nangyayari sa small intestines at the same time yung absorption of nutrients, particularly of your amino acids, your glucose, and fatty acids and glycerol. Okay. Ito, actually, yun na yung discussion natin sa diagram. So, kumpleto na actually yung diagram natin. So, nilagay ko lang dito saan yung proteolysis dyan. Ito, ano yung lysis? Lysis of protein. Breakdown of protein into what? Into amino acids. So, sinasummarize lang niya itong diagram, component na niya ito. Ammonia production, yan, napoproduce ang ammonia. From what? From non-protein nitrogen and amino acids. What else? Fate of ammonia. Ano ba yung fate of ammonia? Yung ammonia can be used to convert it to urea in the liver. And aside from that, ginagamit din yung ammonia to synthesize microbial protein by, of course, the ruminal microbes. Now, yung urea recycling, ito siya. Yung urea, is carried by the saliva, mapupunta siya sa saan? Of course, when the animal swallows, reswallows, regurgitates, etc., babalik naman yan sa rumen for the production again of ammonia. Now, this microbial protein synthesis, saan yan? Dito. Nasi-synthesize ang microbial protein from ammonia by, of course, by the aid of ruminal microbes. Okay? Utilization of NPN compounds, ito na actually yung discussion. So, hindi na natin siya babasahin kasi yun na yung diniscuss ko kanina. So, just for you to have some notes dito sa part na to. Yan, notes yan. Na-discuss na natin yan kanina. Yan. Ito, utilization of non-protein nitrogen compound. We also discussed this dun sa may blue na slide. Dito na part. Pero for illustration, ang nangyayari, we have this is yung ating non-protein nitrogen compound, yung urea. Please take note of the formula, NH2CONH2. So, ibig sabihin, itong complex na structure, ma-hydrolyze siya with the aid ng ating urease na enzyme into 2 molecules or 2 moles of ammonia plus carbon dioxide. Okay? Ito yung sinabi ko kanina na yung ruminants utilize NPN compounds as source of protein through, of course, the microorganisms present in the rumen. Yan, sinabi ko na rin kanina. Ito, dito sa third bullet, it is ineffective for swine, but this is used to some extent by mature horses on low protein diet and by hen-fed diets well balanced in the essential amino acids. So, hindi siya masyadong ginagamit sa monogastric animals. Okay? Hindi siya masyadong ginagamit. What else? Bakit? Bakit hindi siya masyadong ginagamit sa monogastric animals? Because what we give to monogastric animals, particularly for swine and for our poultry, concentrates yung ginagamit natin. And recall that your ruminants, hindi mo masyadong binibigyan yan ng concentrates. Okay? Okay. Now, proceed tayo sa protein metabolism. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na deamination or just the separation of an amine group or of a nitrogen group from an amino acid to form ammonia. Okay? Ammonia. Itong chemical reaction na to, these are just examples. Pinapakita dito, so alanine, of course, is an amino acid. Glutamic acid is an amino acid. By the process of deamination, we produce pyruvic acid plus ammonia. So, meron tayong napoproduce na ammonia kapag sinabi nating deamination. Okay? Tinanggal natin yung amine group or the nitrogen group from the amino acid. So, itong pyruvic acid na natin, wala na siyang nitrogen group. Ito, glutamic acid, wala na siyang nitrogen group. Lahat ng nitrogen nandito na sa ammonia. Now, we also have here transamination. Ang ibig lang sabihin ng transamination from the word transfer. Transfer of what? An amino group. So, keywords natin. So, di ba mabilis lang siyang i-memorize? Transfer of what? Amino group to the alpha carbon atom of a keto acid, resulting to the production of another keto acid and amino acid. The reactions are catalyzed by enzyme known as aminotransferases. So we have here example, aspartic acid plus alpha ketoglutaric acid. And yung reaction, mapoproduce via transamination with the aid of your transferases, will produce this oxaloacetic acid plus glutamic acid. So you do not need to memorize this reaction. This is just a diagram or this is just to illustrate the process. Okay. Yan. Transmethylation, ang importante dito of course, yung transfer of methyl group. This is a methyl group, CH3. So, yung CH3, matatransfer siya from what? Of course, ang ating main dito ay main raw material is amino acid. From the amino acid, matatransfer yung methyl group, and yung methyl group na yun, it will join with some other compounds to form choline for the formation of creatinine or phospholipid. Again, yung keyword natin, matatransfer yung methyl group. And then we have number 4, urea formation. Sinabi ko kanina na ang site of urea cycle or the formation of urea is doon sa liver. Okay? Hindi sa kidneys. Huwag kakalimutan yun. Sa kidneys lang napi-filter ang ating urea. And this is excreted in the form of urine. Sabi dito, one of the consequences of amino acid metabolism is the production of ammonia. So nakita nyo naman sa ating mga diagrams na napoproduce ang ammonia, whether ang source natin ng protein is true protein or non-protein nitrogen. Tama? And yung ammonia natin, highly toxic. Okay? Some of these may be used in the amination of amino acid synthesis in the body. What else? Most is excreted from the body as urea in mammals and uric acid in birds. So, ito lang yung 2 stages ng urea formation. You do not need to memorize this. This is actually the urea cycle. So, ito yung ammonia natin. Of course, with the addition of carbon dioxide and water, we produce a carbamoyl phosphate, and with the production of carbamoyl phosphate, meron tayong ginamit na energy, ATP. Okay? And then yung carbamoyl phosphate natin, this is converted into this one. Ito, citrulline, etc. It parang step 1, step 2, step 3 siya. Kasi for every step, we have enzymes responsible, transferase, arginase, etc. And ang main na napo-form, of course, is yung urea natin, along with water. So, urea plus water, that will comprise now your urine. Yung utilization of amino acid, bakit ginagamit yung amino acids? Of course, for protein synthesis, di ba? Component, basic unit, or basic building block ng ating proteins ay yung amino acids. Without the amino acids, we cannot synthesize proteins, right? So protein synthesis via yung translation process. And then we also have here amino acid synthesis. For source of energy, sabi natin, hindi lang yung carbohydrates, hindi lang yung glucose, yung source of energy natin, but also yung proteins natin in the form of amino acids. And source of ammonia natin, yung amino acids. So whether that be through protein or non-protein nitrogen, napoproduce pa rin ang ammonia. And of course, for special functions, yung amino acids natin. Yan, histidine, nako-convert to histamine, glycine, nako-convert to purine, etc. So no need to memorize this. This is just for illustration. So, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na protein synthesis via the process of translation. And we're now down to the last slide. Factors affecting protein utilization. We have meron tayong apat na factors. The dietary level of protein or the level of protein in the diet. We also have here true protein nitrogen versus non-protein nitrogen ratio. And the degradability of protein and indigestible nitrogen content in the diet. So let's discuss them one by one. So let's relate them to protein utilization. So one tip when you are discussing, say for example, I ask in the exam, list 2 factors affecting protein utilization in ruminants and briefly discuss. Of course, you list 2 tapos you relate. Anong mangyayari sa protein utilization kapag mababa ang dietary level ng protein? Ano ang mangyayari kapag mataas ang dietary level of protein? Ganon. So, with an increase in the dietary level of protein, what happens is nai-improve yung protein utilization. So there is a direct effect. Increase in the dietary level of protein increases protein utilization. Okay? Number 2, dito, TPN, true protein nitrogen versus non-protein nitrogen ratio. Of course, yung true protein natin, siya yung talagang totoong source natin ng protein. Okay? Totoong source natin ng nitrogen. And this is the best source of, best source of nitrogen. Ibig sabihin, when best source of nitrogen siya, napoproduce niya yung high quality protein. So that means, if your TPN produces high quality protein, ano mangyayari? High or increase, there's an increase in protein utilization. If high yung true protein nitrogen natin, TPN. Okay? Pero di ba sabi natin, NPN, tulad ng urea, ginagamit yan or binibigay natin yan sa ruminants. Okay? It is used, yung mga urea natin, yung non-protein nitrogen compounds natin, they are used as substitute for true protein. But again, let's remind everyone na yung ating NPN, pwede siyang gawing substitute but not in high amounts. Kasi nagiging toxic na yon. Kasi, bakit siya nagiging toxic? Kasi nag-i-increase na yung production natin ng ammonia. And sabi natin kanina, highly toxic yung ammonia. Okay? So, ito pa rin, true protein nitrogen pa rin yung nag-yield ng best quality of protein for protein utilization. Now, we have degradability of protein. Kapag daw mataas yung degradability ng protein, bumababa yung protein utilization. Again, please take note of that. There is an inverse relationship kapag tumataas or highly degradable ang protein, mas lesser yung protein utilization. So balikan natin ang ating diagram para makita natin ang ito. So you differentiate. Ano kaya ang mas maganda? Yung undegradable protein kaya or yung degradable protein? Ano sa tingin? Sinabi kasi natin na kapag mataas yung degradable protein, mas mababa yung protein utilization, nadi-decrease yung protein utilization. Ang ibig sabihin nun, hindi magagamit ng animal yung protein na yon. Ano kaya ang mas maganda? Okay, let's participate. Mr. Arabis. Are you still with me? Ano ang mas maganda? Yung degradable protein kaya or yung undegradable protein na binabypass ang rumen tapos nadadigest sa small intestine? Hello? Okay, sasagutin ko. Ang mas maganda, ito, undegradable protein. Pero we cannot avoid na meron pa rin components ng degradable protein, yung feed. Kasi wala namang 100% na merong UDP. Okay? Ang nangyayari kasi kapag undegradable protein siya, hindi siya dumadaan sa rumen, ibig sabihin hindi siya nako-convert sa ammonia. Nakuha? Kapag hindi siya na-convert sa ammonia, so lesser toxic siya. Nakuha. And sabi natin, yung ammonia kasi highly toxic. So mas maganda na higher yung undegradable protein. Okay? Higher yung undegradable protein kasi hindi siya dumadaan sa rumen. Kasi doon sa rumen, nangyayari yung ammonia production. Diretso siya doon sa small intestine. Kahit hindi nyo nakikita dito sa diagram yung conversion niya into amino acids, wala talagang nangyayaring conversion of amino acids doon sa rumen. Nangyayari siya doon sa small intestine. Okay? Again, I repeat, the higher yung degradability ng protein, lesser yung protein utilization ng feed. Okay? Let's proceed to the last. Dito, indigestible end content in the diet. Of course, kapag mataas yung indigestible end content doon sa diet, nire-reduce na yung protein utilization. Tama kasi indigestible end content nga. Kaya this is inverse, tama ba? Inverse relationship. Ito, inverse din. Ito ay yung TPN has a direct effect on the protein utilization, and dietary level of protein also has a direct effect on protein utilization. So, I hope you know what I mean when I say direct effect and inverse. When I say inverse, baliktad. Kapag pataas yung degradability of protein, bababa yung protein utilization, etc. Okay? So,